defense against Michaela Maya. Fight went exactly as I thought it would go. The bigger, I suspected stronger Michaela Maya would be forcing Jonas back and would generally prove to be too big and too strong for Jonas. Jonas put up a spirited effort, throwing left hand through the middle and right hooks over the top. But the better girl won, which was Michaela Mayer. I felt Michaela won the fight, maybe 6 rounds to 4, or 6 rounds, yeah, 6 rounds to 4. To me, I just felt that she landed the better punches. I felt that she ended the rounds like on top. She ended the rounds stronger. And if you're ending rounds stronger, the only reason I believe Natasha Jones won that fight was because she was at home in Liverpool. Because that was America, she would have lost that fight. If that was in Dubai or Saudi Arabia, she would have lost that fight. There's no way she won that fight, in my opinion. That's my thoughts. Now, I was also listening to Talk Sports commentary. I like Talk Sport. Generally, I like Talk Sport. But Spencer Oliver, his explanation as to why Natasha Jonas, he says Mayer won the fight, but Natasha Jonas deserved to win the fight because she's had 15 years in her career. She's a role model. She deserves it. She's a hard worker. But that's got nothing to do with the fact that Michaela Maya won the fight. Michaela Maya won the fight. And this is the thing that's hurting boxing. Let the right person win the fight. Now, I don't know if it's because of boxer and they've got less fighters, and if Jonas lost, it would have affected boxer. That's not my business. If you want to stick Jonas in the ring with women like that, like Michaela Maya, I thought was a wrong fight for her in the first place, because I felt that Maya was going to fill into that weight very well. I thought she'd box very well, and I believe she's going to be physically bigger and stronger, and she'd back Natasha Jonas up. And Natasha Jonas is no spring chicken anymore. And in that weight category and the age, I just felt that Maya was going to be big and strong and would just overpower her. I think Maya will be kicking herself that she didn't finish the fight off. She has to stop. That's the one thing I don't feel sorry for her for, because she had Jonas going in that fight. She hurt Jonas badly in the fight, but she didn't finish her off. So Maya, in that sense, deserves to lose the fight, because you've got a person rocking, you've got a champion hurting, you've got to finish them off and have no doubt in your mind and anybody's mind that you won the fight. But if you allow to leave it in the judge's hands, well, the judge will take it away. Jonas made it clear she has one year left on the clock before hanging him up. Now Maya has to make moves to secure the rematch. Yeah, that's probably what she's got to do. I don't know. I don't know if Michaela Mayer if it's a political thing and they can control Jonas more than they control Mayer. I don't know. That's a political thing. If she's liked, when she got the close position between her and Baumgardner, I don't know. It seemed that they favour Baumgardner more. I don't know. Sometimes I really do feel it's a political thing and a political statement that if you don't knock this girl out, you're not winning the title. Simple as that. And I do feel this sometimes in boxing. This happens. But Spencer Oliver's another reason, they said, oh well, she was on the wrong end of a decision against Terry Harper, but tonight she was on the right end. Like, a fight that you lost years ago and the person lost on a scorecard and it was a poor decision. So now in another fight where you get your ass beat, they say, yeah, you won that fight. So the commentary team have now become the judges, and they're kind of like playing boxing gods, where they're saying, right, you lost that fight in the past, and we feel sorry for you, so guess what we're going to do? We're going to give you a win today. I've never heard such rubbish in my life. Spencer Oliver said Terry lost. Yeah, exactly. I know, I was listening to the radio. Home cooking, boy. Home cooking. Can you smell what a boxer are cooking? Yeah, I can. It's home cooking. Smell the home cooking. Smell it. What rubbish I'm listening to in boxing now. That's like saying Let's see if I can get a good example here. Um, Amir Khan got knocked out by Canelo, but although he got stopped by Kell Brook, let's still give him the fight against Kell Brook and reverse the stoppage because he went in there and he did well against Canelo, and he'll fight anybody. I mean, it's ridiculous. How can you do this? I don't understand it. I like Michaela May, I really do. I do like her. Oh, so I guess they're probably going to angle for a fight for Jonas to fight Clarissa Shields. Maybe they'll get that fight on because Cameron and Taylor will fight for a third fight. I don't want to see Cameron versus Taylor for a third fight. God, I don't want to see that. Oh, I'm bored. I don't want to see a third fight between them two. Jonas, I want to see Jonas get a rematch against Mayer. I don't think Jonas can do any better against Mayer. I think if Mayer fights Jonas again, I think she'll do even better at the weight, and this time she'll go on and stop Jonas because Jonas has not got the power. Jonas has not got the power to stop Mayer, but I believe Mayer's got the physical strength and power to stop Jonas. I don't think Jonas will be any better coming to this second fight, in my opinion. I thought Furtado won tonight. Then I found that one of them judges scoring the fight was the ref. Son of a, that's deep. Furtado won that thing. Oh well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry to hear that. I didn't see the beginning of the fight. Robbed her blind. Yeah, that is it's what it is. It's what it is. Especially when you're on a struggling network, which I believe boxers are struggling at the moment. Boxing ain't got no Showtime. HBO, where's network? Saudi trying to say boxing. Listen. Remember I told you all. I told you, right, that Hearn and Warren have to do a matchup, and when they do that matchup, that Hearn and Warren are going to sit down together, which makes me wonder if this year was planned, where it was just hyping up, they were talking back and forth to one another, and now it's happening. She had the rematch clause. Who had the rematch clause? Was it Mayer? Or no, it wouldn't Mayer had the rematch clause. It would have been Jonas. I think the rematch clause. I think they need to fight, but I don't think Jonas is going to take that fight. Boxer done at Sky Sports. I think so, and I think that if Jonas had lost tonight, it wouldn't have been good. Turkey Al Sheikh was like, bruv, I've got the money to make any fights happen, so these fights are happening. One way for Jonas. What, you thought Jonas won the fight, or one way for Jonas out? I didn't think she won the fight. I thought that Mayer ended the round stronger. She was hurting Jonas in the fight, so that's how I saw it. One-way rematch clause for Jonas. Yeah. As if Jonas gets asked knocked out, she can get the rematch. Yeah, that makes sense. So where do we go from here? What's next? Isn't it? Buatsi versus Dan Aziz. I'm sorry. Every fight I've seen him, I've not rated him, and I believe that I'm going for Dan Aziz to stop the Buatsi. I think he's too active, and I don't understand Joshua Buatsi's career. Why are you still fighting for a British title? I don't understand. How many times are you going to fight for a British title? Mayer's body shots almost doubled Jonas over. That she had the presence of mind to clinch, yeah? Mayer definitely won. The faces tell it all, yeah. Well, they said that Jonas's face looked bust up. But I don't know. Coming up soon, we've got Fury versus Usyk. John Fury talking about he sees it now, talking 50-50. It's the first time I've seen John Fury talk so conservatively about his son. He knows his son could get it in this fight. So unless Fury comes into the fight a lot lighter, if he comes in there fighting like that Wilder fight, I believe just Usyk's going to outmaneuver him, he's going to pep him, and then he may even stop him. And Buatsi is too inconsistent in fights and performance. Aziz might have his number. I believe so. I believe so. So I'm backing for that. As for um, Joe Joyce, did anyone watch Joe Joyce's interview the other day? He did that interview, I think it was on Seconds Out. And he didn't know Usyk was fighting Fury. He was like, huh? He was asked, he's been asked questions, didn't know if he's wearing a hearing aid because he couldn't hear what the interview was saying. He looked completely out of place. Right. Now, Anthony Joshua trying to be a bad man with Francis Ngannou. He's put his fist up to Ngannou and says, you know, I can do this, I can hurt, what do you feel like when Fury is hitting you? Well, when I hit you, it's going to hurt you. I'm like, you know what? That's all well and good, you talking that talk. But this ain't Otto Volling. And Ghana's I don't understand people's thinking. Ngannou's not just this tough guy that's come off the street and started fighting yesterday. They've totally disrespected his UFC career, which I think it's more difficult to be a UFC fighter than it is a boxer. As a boxer, you got just to block box. That's it. UFC, you've got to be able to box. You've got to be able to kick. You've got to be able to grapple on the floor. You've got to get out of chokeholds, all sorts of nonsense. And I just think it's highly disrespectful of Francis Ngannou, right? And he could make a mockery of the heavyweight division. He really could. In his first fight, he should have beaten Tyson Fury. If we're talking about just being absolutely honest, Fury should have been done for the elbow. Forget the Usyk fight. Fury should have been done for the elbow. He got dropped. And Francis Ngannou, for the most part, was landing the better, cleaner punches. So I don't want excuses about, oh, he wasn't fit, he didn't take the fight seriously. That's not my business. So in an even playing field, with no politics involved, Ngannou wins that fight. So now he goes on to fight Anthony Joshua. And people are still talking about how Ngannou can't fight. He looked better than he should have looked. I mean, I don't understand it. The guy is dangerous. The guy can punch and he can fight. And he had a background in boxing. And I said about Francis Ngannou, did I not say it on BWTM Sports? The one guy I'd love to manage in the UFC and bring him into boxing would be Francis Ngannou. I said this when Ngannou beat, I can't remember who he beat. I think it was the fight he had where he actually leaned back and he missed with the right hand, he came back with left hook. It might be when he fought Gane. I think it's Gane's the guy, he knocked Gane out. And I said, this guy will cause problems in the heavyweight division. I don't know what eyes people are looking through when they're watching boxing. Because Ngannou takes a great shot. He's sturdy, he's strong, and he can punch. Yeah, he might be a bit flat-footed. He kind of reminds me of a refined version of Samuel Peter. And he wasn't too bad. Peter dropped Klitschko twice. He was heavyweight champion of the world. Samuel Peter would have caused a lot of people a lot of problems in this era, this current era. What's people saying here? I mean, reading what people write here. Let's still got here. I'm waiting for this 5 versus 5. They've got not elite fighters. I'm going to sit back and watch this hype in Saudi fizzle out. 5v5. I've always said that Warren's had the better fighters, in my opinion. Warren's got substance, whereas Hearn's got just pure hype, show. John Free has been clear and open about his worries on his son. He's seeing something on the inside that we don't see. Now we see that Tyson Fury has become a celebrity, and we also see that the problems in the heavyweight division, they're not new in the heavyweight division. The heavyweight division always had these disasters, i.e. Mike Tyson in Tokyo, Lennox Lewis, South Africa, who else? Michael Bent with Herbie Hyde. We had Tommy Morrison against Michael Bent. Big upsets in heavyweight boxing. Things that should not be happening. Lennox Lewis on the Ocean's 11 set, and then coming to South Africa, like not acclimatizing, getting knocked out by Hassan Rahman. And now we've got Tyson Fury, who's getting knocked out by Francis Ngannou. The history of the heavyweight division has always had these setups for failure. Deontay Wilder, second fight versus Tyson Fury. These strange nights in boxing where you see there's a lead up to somebody getting defeated. Like, and there's a whole Rocky Marciano thing, which I truly believe they don't want anyone beating that Rocky Marciano record. That Tyson was getting close, they dealt with him. Holmes was getting close, they dealt with him. Anybody's getting close, the night where Joshua fought Ruiz, and he's saying, "Why am I feeling like this?" There's a lot of conspiracy in the heavyweight division, but I roll with it. Because put Jonas in with Shields, guaranteed beatdown. Yep. BG Jonas scared, bro. Yep. Turkey Sheik's got enough peace to maybe pull Ingram Jones out of retirement. Real talk, bro. Heard a robbery happened. I'm putting money on Ngannou for the sake of boxing. Let me tell you something. I'm not joking. I did the UFC. I should have recorded it. UFC 4 with Joshua and Ngannou. 2 of the 3 fights, Ngannou was beating me to the jab, beating me up on the inside, throwing uppercuts, and Joshua was only able to be effective when Ngannou was pulling straight back. He was able to clip him with a right hand, left hook combination. But when Joshua was jabbing with Ngannou, Ngannou just seemed stronger on the inside, on the outside. So and what I had to do is kind of time. I had to follow right hand, left hook combination. Ngannou had no defense when he was like pulling back, coming straight back from punches. So I'd get Joshua to throw right hand over top, left hook combination. But the 2 fights I lost, I got knocked out badly by Ngannou. Trying to trade with Ngannou, got knocked out. If Joshua's going to get knocked out in the fight, he's got to be careful of the left hook. It's the left hook that will cause Joshua problems. And you know, Ngannou's got a good left hook. He landed against Fury. Don't forget, Dewey Cooper, Tyson, and the rest of the team have a dream combination for planning, sparring, and such. Lennox Lewis was right. Looking at Joshua, I don't think he deserves undisputed. You got Tyson out there. Tyson Fury. He's got Zile Zhang. They're top guys. Joshua's not fighting them guys. He's fought Wallin, but who's Wallin? What's he done? He was scared of Joshua in there. So I need to see Joshua box somebody. I need to see him box somebody that's got some balls. Gotta love Lennox. And Ngannou has been team planning, and sparring was top notch. Ngannou has better footwork than AJ for me. Well, how many people actually want to see Ngannou beat AJ? I mean, if Ngannou beats AJ, then you've got Usyk, possibly Ngannou versus Usyk, or Ngannou versus Fury. Personally, I'd like to see Fury versus Ngannou. That just for the sake of it, But does this answer the question that the gap between UFC and boxing isn't that big a gap? Depending on who you pick. If you pick a man from UFC that can't fight, can't box, and you stick him in the boxing ring, sure he's going to get flattened. But if you pick a guy who's got a good boxing fundamentals, and that's why I picked Ngannou, I'll pick John Jones as well. I'd pick John Jones as a boxer as well, because he's got fundamentals, he's got good hands. I'm not saying he'd be heavyweight champion of the world. I'd pick him, because I think he's got good boxing fundamentals, takes a good shot, and he's got good footwork. He can maneuver his way around the ring. Does a lot of fiddly stuff, John Jones. Does a lot of fiddly stuff. So I would want John Jones to be, have more of a more snappy jab and landing more straighter punches. But it would be me. I'd be telling Jones, jab, right hand, left hook, right hand. Those are the 4 punches you're throwing. The left jab, the right hand, the left hook, and the right hand. That's all you're throwing. Forget the uppercuts unless you get up close. And when he gets up close to the ropes, he can rough a man up and throw in the inside. But I'm telling Jones, stay on the outside. Stay on the outside. Use your footwork. Get on the inside. Tie a man up. Wrap him to the ropes and punch him up on the inside. If I've got John Jones, seriously. If people think I'm joking, I'll back John Jones. I've backed Ngannou, and people think I'm an idiot backing Ngannou. Oh, look what's happened now. I want to see Ngannou beat AJ. He doesn't deserve undisputed. I want to see, I'd love Ngannou to thump up that boy. He called me a clown, but can you imagine getting knocked out by a UFC fighter? Is P stalled in the balls? What kind of question is that? Joshua will be in public court if Ngannou wins. Public court, retirement. But yeah, Turkey Al Sheikh will say, nah, they can do it again. Let while I'm at it, boxing fans, the Mayweather era is over. It is over and done. The unbeaten record, A side, B side, that stuff is done. Why? Because the best will fight the best. Therefore, padded unbeaten records are going to be something of the past. Padded records are going to be for DJs. Wait for it. It's coming. And through Turkey Al Sheikh, what he's doing here, right? What they're doing here, it could destroy some promoters. Because if you're hiding behind padded records and guys who can't really fight, and you've been padding them up all this time, now they're going to be fighting regularly, and they're going to get their asses kicked. Means you don't have much of a stable. Got a lot of fighters, but no stable. Something to think about. Something to think about, boxing fans. Could this be the end of the Mayweather era? And on the subject of Mayweather and unbeaten records and padded records, I'm not saying Mayweather's record's padded, by the way. I'm just talking about the undefeated bit. Mayweather fighting Pacquiao 2. Are you interested in an exhibition fight? AJ Wilder had no stipulation that either fighter had to win. The cowards in boxing must go. I think that Malik Scott and Wilder was a bad combination. Like good mates. Wilder needs discipline. And he needs a trainer of discipline. I think Wilder went backwards. He's trying to box Parker rather than using his proper attributes. I don't know what the hell Malik Scott's been teaching Wilder, but he looks terrible. He looked terrible. 2 years out, and then you stick him in against Joseph Parker. Bad move. A bad move. I said it. The Parker would beat Wilder. Fundamentally better boxer. Wait, is there the date there? It's night in UK. I'm not sure. And when Turkey Al Sheikh named his two favourite fighters as Holmes and Duran, I got happy. He doesn't care about zero nonsense. Yeah, of course he doesn't care. You can see he doesn't care. He doesn't care, but the promoters care. And the problem is, the promoters care about their fighters because that's the way they're making their money, right? But if their fighters start getting beat up, the boxing fans are going to have to make a choice. Are you going to go by undefeated records? Or are you going to go by the best fighting the best? You can't have the best fighting the best and still keep an undefeated record as well. But that, if you do that and you still remain unbeaten, beating the best fighting the best, well then you've got to give Mayweather his kudos. People say, well, Mayweather didn't fight Mayweather didn't fight Paul Williams. I don't know. If Wilder had a good team, they never would have let him experiment with psychedelics. Those things remove the fire in a man, of course. The two Americans who were the only two inactive fighters on the card, accidental, man. No, I don't think so. That's another thing I don't want to hear in 2024. You are a professional fighter. You have a manager. You have a manager and promoter. It is responsibility of your manager to get you fights and to get you match sharp, so that if a situation like this happens, like it's happened in Saudi Arabia, you should be fighting. I don't give a damn if you fight behind closed doors. I don't care if you fight in a nightclub. If you are so serious about your career, go and get match practice. I don't care if you fight the bum on the street. I don't give a damn. It's just the fact you get in match practice. Fight behind closed doors. Fight in a nightclub. Fight in a bar. I don't give a damn. Fight in your backyard. Built like Wilder had a ring in his backyard. He should have had some fights in his backyard. Had some fights to prepare him for what was going on. I would have done that personally. But no, that don't happen. And let this be a lesson to a lot of fighters out there. If you're ring rusty and you're coming in and saying, oh yeah, I'm Sugar Ray Leonard. That shows how great Leonard was. He came out of retirement, not boxing for so long, came out of retirement and put it on Hagler. Some people say Hagler won the fight. Some people say Leonard won the fight. But he won it against one of the greatest middleweights of all time. Wilder's not fight Zhang was a good decision. Wilder isn't ready for Chinese power. Wilder's career would have been ended by Zhang, and that would have been ended in the first 3 rounds. I'm telling you, Zhang would he would have walked Wilder back, walk Wilder would have chin up in the air, and he would have one left hand over the top, and good night. That would have been it. One left hand, because Wilder would have been backed up, and he'd have fight scrappy. And one left down, I was like, bam, why they got knocked out? Telling you now. Don't want to see that fight. This is just British boxing in a different country. It won't last long. Why won't it last long? They've got the money and the best to fight the best. We can't have it. We can't have it both ways. We want the best to fight the best. So what they're trying to go is go down the UFC route, which is the best fighting the best. And I think that is happening, and it's got to happen. If it doesn't last for long, that tells you about the depth of boxing, and maybe we have to look at the set of boxing, because as far as I'm concerned, when you're looking for value for money, UFC gives you the best fighting the best. And don't matter if they win, lose, or draw, they come back and fight again. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm all for what's going on, because you can't please everybody all the time. You'll please so many people some of the time. As far as I'm concerned, the best are fighting the best, and that's it. As far as and the other thing I will say is that our fights are being the best versus the best is sometimes an illusion, because when we say the best fight the best, is it really the best fighting the best at the best time? Meaning that the fighters are match fit. Are they ready to fight? Are they not ring rusty or have been out the ring for a year? AJ swerves Zhang, decide to fight MMA fighter instead. Shades of Andy Ruiz upset again. Shades? There's no shades. If Ngannou clips him, he knocks him out. That's it. Because once Ngannou hits you, and when AJ gets in the chin, he just stands there. And you could just, and he'll fall over. Well, yeah, if you look at the Ruiz, when Ruiz bundled him into ropes, he fell through ropes. All you had to do is go, and AJ would have fallen over. So AJ's a good fighter until you put it on him. When you put the fight on AJ and you can punch, there's a problem. That's why all them men were knocking him out in sparring. Price, Okoli, Fraser Clark. Who else was knocking him out in sparring? I'm surprised that Martin Bakoli didn't say he knocks AJ out in sparring. So Fraser Clark. So all them men went up there and went back and threw punches back at AJ. And of course his chin's not the greatest. So we'll see. We'll see. I think that if he beats Ngannou in a war, I think it's a good thing. I'm not sure if he does. Another matter altogether. I don't know if he does. Well, AJ fighting Ngannou is not the best fighting the best. He will reap what he sows. Well, if we look at it, Ngannou should have beaten AJ. Should have beaten Fury. So I don't think, looking at it that way, Fury is arguably the best heavyweight in the world until Usyk proves us wrong. Well, will Herkovich step aside for? I don't want to hear about Herkovich. Herkovich, that Makhmudov. I said Makhmudov was a bum. Not a bum, but he was overhyped. And Herkovich is overhyped. They're two guys that are totally overhyped. If they really believed in Herkovich, why the hell are you fighting Mark Demori? Herkovich is hype. Herkovich is nothing but hype. Big up John Smith. Herkovich is nothing but hype. Dirty Judge is just relocated, that's all. Yep. Herkovich is hype. I told you Makhmudov was hype. Nobody believed me. The truth is Ajak Kabayel. I told you about Ajak Kabayel. Makhmudov is hype. Herkovich, I don't think Herkovich can beat Kabayel. Herkovich cannot beat Kabayel. Telling you now. Of course, the real quite about Ajit. And if you go back again and look at my preview of Ajit Kabayel against Tyson Fury, I said that fight right there, Fury better watch himself. And people looked at me and laughed at me and said, Ajit Kabayel is a bum. Oh, what are you going to say now about Ajit Kabayel? You're all gone quiet now. You're all gone quiet Ajit Kabayel. You're all gone quiet now about Ngannou coming into the heavyweight division. You're all gone quiet now about Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn, 5v5. Did I say SmackDown versus Raw? I said it was going to happen. Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren sitting down together. You all laughed at me about that. You all laughed at me about the league where you had guys coming back from the older fighters fighting. Roy Jones versus Mike Tyson. When I said it was going to happen, it happened. All these things I said would happen have now happened. Ngannou can hurt JJ badly. Fury has a better reason than AJ. I think AJ will try to box into Ruiz too. Can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that because the difference between Ruiz and Ngannou, Ngannou can fight well. He can close the range down. He's got that UFC experience. 1, 2. He's physically stronger than Andy Ruiz, and his dimensions are better than Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz is short compared to Ngannou, and he's got size in him. I don't think that works. I really don't think that works. Although I think that's going to be the best strategy. Try and tie Ngannou up. But when he tries to tie Ngannou up, he can't he cannot tie up Ngannou, who's a UFC guy. He can't tie him up. He's physically too strong. I remember one fighter told me, I'm not going to say his name, who sparred regularly with Joshua. He says Joshua is big, but he's not strong on the inside. So let's see what happens when Ngannou gets there. Ngannou would beat Wilder at this stage, LOL. Big Zhang versus Parker. You got Ingram. Leaning towards Zhang. Leaning towards Parker. Leaning towards Parker late on. Parker's got to get past the first 6 rounds of that fight. And when he's got the 6 rounds, he's got to work Zhang's body. Not the head. Work his body. Break him down. And in the latter stages, 7 onwards, then try to take it to Zhang when Zhang's tired. Zhang is a big puncher, yes. But you're looking at Zhang against Joe Joyce. And Joe Joyce just walks forward in straight lines. And he's slow. Parker's got footwork and can box and he's got a good jab. So don't expect that fight to go like he did against Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce made Zhang look great because Joe Joyce walked straight into Zhang, made no adjustments. Like I said, from the first fight, he made no adjustments in the second fight. And that the first thing, and the second thing is he lacked confidence. Both Usyk and Fury looked very shaky to me. The body shot Dubois landed was the same as Ward versus Kovalev. It's a legitimate body shot in my opinion. Yep. Miller versus Wilder is a fun fight. I think Wilder's finished. He's finished, and Malik Scott can't save him. Wilder's finished. And the thing is, Wilder doesn't need to fight anymore. If we think about the motivation for Deontay Wilder to fight, Deontay Wilder's mission to fight was for his daughter and her medical condition. So Deontay Wilder's a champion. Deontay Wilder's done what he set out to do. So whatever Deontay Wilder does now, what is his motivation to box anymore? He became a heavyweight champion of the world. 9, 10 defenses of the heavyweight division, a title, fought against Tyson Fury. So if he doesn't do anything now, he's secured, he's looked after his daughter. He's got a beautiful family, beautiful girlfriend, wife. So I guess Wilder's got it all his way. So if he's stoned off his mind now, doesn't matter. All that pressure that was on his head to do what he did for his daughter, good luck to him. Proud of the man. Fury will try to do what he did against Cunningham. Will that work? No. Because Fury went down in that fight, and Cunningham is a small heavyweight. He was cruiserweight, he moved up to heavyweight real quickly. I believe that Usyk's got the footwork, and he's got more power than people give him credit for. If Fury goes into that fight thinking that Usyk cannot punch, that's the beginning of him getting knocked out. I've told you already. There's a video on YouTube right now with her sitting down with Warren. Just came up. What did I tell you is going to happen? Jonas, almost 40-year-old. If she's smart, she'd get out the game now. I will tell her to get out the game now. Joshua Buatsi is the wealth management team, yeah? Same management team as Joshua. Yep, I'm done with Wilder. Disgraceful performance against Parker. Wilder's finished, man. He's done all those... He's exceeded what he set out to do. He set out to secure the health of his daughter. Heavyweight champion of the world, 10 defenses of the heavyweight title. He did what he had to do. So, good luck to Wilder for that. And he salute him as a father. He's looked after his daughter and he's done great things. So, if Wilder never fights again, he's still a champion in my mind. Regardless if you only had one right hand and you can't box and all the rest of it, I'm happy. Because you got to play them old school video games. You know, every fighter had, one had a great chin, the other one had a big punch, the other one had speed. Ready to Rumble. They all had, if you remember, if you know Ready to Rumble, old school, they all had different attributes. And if you look at the heavyweight division, they've all got different attributes. Fury's tall, he's big. The version of Fury before was he had faster hands. He moved around the ring well. Fury, the Deontay had one punch knockout power. Uh, you know, Parker's an all rounder. You know, Zhang's got the big left hand and the right hook combination. So you could go for the heavyweight division like that. Wilder will be back this year to show and prove. I think he overlooked Parker and Ring Rust. Parker was overactive. He was inactive. True. I think if he comes Afro Thunder, if you know, you know. Absolutely. I think that if Wilder comes back, he's only coming back to get knocked out again. Early. Like, to get knocked out in the first couple of rounds. Wilder is gone. There's nothing left in Wilder. Nothing. And he's got Malik's got in his corner, so it's not happening. That's a non-starter for me. Malik Scott's in his corner, so no. Don't see it happening. Right. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Check out the shorts I've done. And by the way, please go across. Please, I'm begging you all. Go across the BWTM Online Gaming. Go across to my gaming channel and just hit the subscribe button. Even if you're not going to watch, hit the subscribe button, please. Let's get me up to 1,000 followers, please, or subscribers. Get over there. I've just won on manager mode. We've just won the treble with my manager, Miss Abosade Osimen. It's a fictitious character, female. We've done a female manager, and she won put the link in the chat. I can't do the link in the chat. Wait, I might be able to. Wait, let me try that. I might have it. Hey, you're right, you know, I might have that. I might have the link. Let me try this here. Let's try it. Can I let's see if I put it in the chat. Let's see. Can I put this in the chat? Live chat. And where do let me see. Here? No? How do I chat? I want to put a message. How do I want to send a message. How do I send a message? No, I can't put a message there. Can I send a message? No, okay. It won't let me share a message. I don't know what's going on here. Tech savvy, I don't know. I want to see how do I send a message? It won't let me send a message on this. Subscribed years ago, LOL peace. Don't ask me, I ain't tech savvy. It won't let me send it in here. I'm on my phone and top chats. Let me see if I can. Let's do this. No, that's not working. Let me. I don't know what's going on here. No idea what's going on. What I'll do is at the end of the thing, I'll put it in the description box of the video, and you can subscribe there. All right. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate you. Thank you for the love. It's good to do a live. But if I don't do live shows now, I'll be doing shorts there on the channel. Thank you so much. God bless you all. And by the way, not Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you all. Take care. Can I get out of this now? Yes.